Good morning, cuzzies. Welcome back. Welcome to Appreciate the Support. My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily. Today is December 30th, 2025. Just wanted to give you a quick update. What am I watching? What am I doing? Where's my alerts? We got about 8 hours left in this candle to see where the next candle takes us. Once again, this is not financial advice. This is a window to my thought process. I've been doing technical analysis for 17 years, investing, charting, and trading crypto for 10 years. I'm trying to regurgitate all of the knowledge I have in a quick video so you guys could tag along and hopefully, potentially, learn so that if and when I leave this planet, you could continue to fish and learn how to eat. So if you are looking for quicker updates, join the Discord, links in the description. My X handle is the iChart Daily. Follow that, the whole nine. So let's recap. I've been saying for a very long time, since literally November, December, that the short-term bottom is forming. This is what a short-term bottom looks like, cuzzy. Support at a certain level while indicators start forming bullish structures, regardless if it's bullish, hidden bullish, or regular bullish divergence. And that's what I look for. I look for previous price actions and trends to see if I could duplicate them in the future to help me understand what's happening with the price regardless of the news. So I am long-term bearish, short-term bullish. What does that mean? In a nutshell, dead cat bounce. And when you have a dead cat bounce, that means the asset is extremely oversold. We're going to have a pump. I'm just concerned that the pump is going to be short-lived around 95 to 100,000. And then you need to change your mindset to more bearish, because if we do go up and form anything lower to these highs here of 120 to 125,000, then that fuels the head and shoulders pattern. This would be like your neckline here, right here, and then we would break down to these levels here of 55 to 70,000. That doesn't play out until I think potentially March, right? Like if something like this was to play out, this took, excuse me, wrong one. This took roughly, let's just say 30 to 40 days. If we were to take that same time frame and let's just say average it out to about here, you're looking at about March, April, like I said. But as of right now, we still look somewhat bullish on the short term. And the reason why I say that is I continue to go one time frame out once bullish confirmations play out on the chart previous. So originally we were looking at the 12-hour. We started getting the higher lows of the RSI, MACD, etc. We were looking at the daily. We started getting a higher low out of its swings compared to the price going flat, right? This is hidden bullish. Price, once again, staying flat at 85,000 to 90,000, but you're again on a 2-day, you're in a golden cross structure. Your RSI is making higher lows on the macro. Stochastic RSI is finding support above the 50. These are bullish signs. 3-day, we had the golden cross back in December 15th, right? Your RSI was below the moving average, now it's above the moving average. There's room to grow back to the 50 lining up with the 21-day moving average of 92 to 95,000. Stochastic RSI in a golden cross structure the entire time, now hitting above the 80. I'm probably going to set an alert here on the 3-day, right here, at the 81.28, notifying me that we have a lot of momentum on our side to potentially break the 90,000. You can see the 11-day moving average, these wicks here, and then potentially go up to the 92,000. And we'd want to see the 2-day and 3-day stochastic RSI remain above the 80 during the entire pump. Example A, example B, example C, right? These are the most important things. So then I've been saying for the longest time, we're watching the 4-day. As of right now, this is why I'm making this video today. We have 8 hours and 14 minutes until the next candle prints. The next candle printing, now you have to understand, these are trailing indicators, right? So we're about to golden cross, but we're in and out, right? We just broke and confirmed the downtrend to uptrend, but it's happening now, right? Stochastic is breaking the 50, but it's happening now. So we need to see how tomorrow and the next couple of days leading into the new year, how the market reacts. Once again, if we head up to the 50 on the 4-day, that's us breaking the 90,000 to 91,000 and heading up to the wicks of the 94,000. If it happens on the 5-day, then we head up to the 92 to the 94,000 and potentially we head up to the 96,000. As of right now, I'm watching the 4-day. That's the alert. That's it, really. I mean, I have my alert set at 91,464. We are forming, once again, that bottom right here. It looks very, very similar to the previous double bottom W pattern that happened previously, right? Let's turn off the moving averages to give you a clearer visual. And you can see, right, like price came down from 108 to the 88,000 range. We went up. We came down, formed that double bottom. We went up. We were here, we were at 126, we came down to 81, we came up, formed a higher low, and now potentially, like I said, minimum back to the 94,000, I'm going to be using the previous support levels and resistance levels of 100,000. I think that's where the majority of people are going to be taking their money. That's where I'm going to be taking profit on the long that I have open here. And one level. So the levels that I'm going to be looking at is I look at previous to see where there was buy and sell orders, right? So 100,005 all the way up to, let's just say 100,555 to 105,000.704. That's where I think potentially this could take us to. Now the entirety of the leg technically is here, right? Because we did this, we did this, we did this, we did this. So this would be a cool W pattern here. If we were to say sideways and stay above the 100,000, then I could see another move here to the 113. If we were to form another higher low here, I could see us potentially, topping here at the 120,000. Once again, the most important thing though is like this monthly and 2-month chart that just looks absolutely horrible. So once again, we have 9 days. 1 day, 9 hours for this to print its next candle, and it needs to stay above the 11-day moving average. If we stay above the 11-day moving average, I think like we're around here. We could have one more leg up for 2 to 4 months. We form, once again, we don't death cross, we open up. Yes, we came down, but we can make a lower high, get rejected by the moving average and around the 70 again. And momentum could continue to go down on the stochastic RSI. If those three things are playing out, this is where I want to open up my short from 65,000 to 18,000. So technically it could be from 118 down to 45 to 32,000, like these lows right here. I could see that would be a really, really cool and easy 70 to 70 something percent. That's the video, man. I'm just giving you a window to my thought process. Once again, not financial advice, and just trying to help you understand. Like, I haven't looked at massive bet whales put in $750 million long, or like previously in 2000. It's like, bro, like what is the chart telling you? And think of it like a language. You can't skew from what the chart is telling you and what it is. And what I mean by that is stop looking at the ticker and the news surrounding the ticker and who's saying we're going into a super cycle and who's saying the 4-year cycle is ended. I trust charts over people. That rule has been installed in my brain for a reason. It's because I've been lied to in the past by people. Wealthy people, famous people, people of power, news outlets that you're supposed to trust, right? Scummy scums. That's what it is. They fuel the sheep. Garbage. That's what it is. And once again, I'll leave you the video with this. Anyone who's saying ridiculous prices right now, like this cycle. Forget 2030, and yes, by 2030, 2035, who knows what's going to be around then and what Bitcoin's price could potentially be, and who knows if it's even the number one coin at that point, right? But the reason why they do that is to give you false hope of potential returns. If I told you that Bitcoin could go back to, here and potentially here, yeah, you're looking at 25 to 30%. But people are greedy. That is a great play, bro. People want thousands. They want a 100x, right? Now, the other problem is if you're doing this, you have to pay fees. You have to understand that if this is a dead cat bounce, you probably have to take profit. And you're taking profit within 40, 50 days of the initial purchase. So if you do the right thing and you do pay taxes, you're paying fees, you're in the highest tax bracket possible for this short-term play, short-term capital gains. So for the long-term players, I'll leave you with this. The people who are looking for long-term and you're looking to dollar cost average, sure, put a little 10, 15% in, understanding that there's more risk to the downside, right? Someone who's just looking to get, same thing for the person who's just looking to get into Bitcoin. The person who's a swing trader, this is ideal. Like me, I am a swing trader. I don't care. Once again, I have two bags for the kid. One's for the kids, long terms, trading bag. This is ideal. I don't care if it does 10%, 15%, 30%. I look for room to grow, meat on the bone, and then that's that. Very simple. That's the video. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. I really do. Channel now has 700 and something subscribers. If this is your first rodeo, my first channel had close to 3,000 subscribers, but certain people in power were shadow banning influencers that use certain trigger words, and I was just being honest. Unfortunately, I can't talk about Jeb and certain names and countries, but I was deflated, depending if I should do this whole process all over again. Because once again, I'm doing this to like teach, right? To help. So getting the support, the community, the comments, it definitely fuels the fire internally. So I love you. I hope you learned something from these videos. Once again, if there's no confirmations, we just wait. If there is confirmations, we're looking for room to grow. Room to grow where? Where could we set alerts to help us understand when longer confirmations are happening? And then understanding the longer time frames and if this is going to be another swing to a higher high and a higher low, or if this is a dead cat bounce leading into a bear trap. That's it. Love you guys. Any comments, questions, concerns, please leave it in the comment section. I am a one-man band, and I delete all the bots, all the scam, all the BS comments, and it's just raw me, baby. Enjoy. I respond to everyone.